Hi, everybody. Let's talk about tonight's full moon on November 3rd, 2017. If you're on the East Coast or in another part of the world, it may be on November 4th. But I'm speaking here from the Pacific time zone. So, the exact point of the full moon, which is when the build up hits its crescendo or its peak, will be about 10:20 West Coast time. So, if you're on the East Coast, it'll be around midnight or 1 a.m. So it will be at 11 degrees of Taurus. So, sign of Taurus, the fixed Earth sign. This is a day. If it was just a Taurus moon today, we would talk about being embodied, moving a little bit slower, um, maybe giving yourself a little bit more time to do things and really experience things, taking the sensual experiences in life and kind of drawing them out a little bit. And then as we have the sun opposing the moon, a full moon, we have this brightness, this focus of solar energy put onto the moon, enlivening it, bringing it to its highest potential in terms of its kind of seeing it or being aware of it, because the moon, is kind of like half of it is always dark. It can hide in the shadows. In terms of the natal chart, your moon is going to be, the deep, like within. You can share it if you want, but it's not really going to be on the surface unless of other aspects in the chart. So as we find any full moon, what we really want to look at in terms of the individual experience is which house this moon will be landing in. So this is for you to decipher or to grab a reading with someone like myself, James Ray. You can go to starmanspeaks.com and check out my bookings. You can sign up for a session right through there and schedule it and everything. Super cool. But as far as it goes on like a general aspect for this moon, a Taurus full moon in and of itself is going to be a time where self-care and really like self-experience, there's Shiva, self-experience is really what I want to stick with here. It's kind of like feeling the self, like really getting to know like what you want, what you need, and how you like it. How do you like it? How do you like to be touched? How do you like to be fed? And you can extend this out to other people, but really it starts with you. Do that thing for yourself. So it can be a little bit of a solemn time for a full moon energy, but I believe that's only if you really have a lot of internal disorder in terms of listening to yourself, because the body will speak to you during this time. Pay attention to the messages the body is giving you. If you've been ignoring things for a while, you may notice a hiccup, but with the right focus on this day, you can really tune into the body and help it heal. Be a facilitator of your own healing. So another major part of any full moon or any aspect is you want to look around and see what other planets are getting involved in the fray. And specifically this one really is Neptune, because the sun today, well really this morning, is finishing a trine with the planet Neptune, which is in Pisces. So we have this water trine between the sun and Neptune, and because it's at 11 degrees as well, there's also going to be what's called a sextile with the moon at the height of the full moon. So Neptune really comes into play. So again, look at your own chart. What house is Neptune landing in? That's really going to be where you experience this kind of otherworldly, maybe interconnected, but also discombobulated kind of experience. Neptune is, I mean, my dreams last night were pretty epic. And also during the day, you can find in a meditative state tuning into this kind of otherworldly place. But then tonight, with this full moon, I think that's going to be taken to an entirely new height. So there's an opportunity to take something deep, Scorpio, something deeply aware. You have a Taurus moon, so you're feeling it. You know that it's there. But then Neptune is coming in and allowing things to flow. The trine with the sun, trines, the energy is just going to flow. It's not, people say the trines are good as opposed to squares or oppositions, but really the point is that within a trine, the flow of energy is easy. it flows with a square, you're meeting at a hard angle. It's like this one goes and then that one goes and this one. And, depending on the planets involved, it could be good, bad, or timing, or whatever, a million different things. But astrology's fun. That's why we talk about it. So with Neptune involved, this is a dreamy, dreamy time. This is really an opportunity to learn, for me, about your body. And if there is one theme, and again, I am channeling this, so I didn't have anything written before I started talking. I'm looking at a chart here. I'm feeling that this is a time to really get to know your body, to listen to the messages, to tune into, like, you have a muscle pain, do you have a shoulder pain? Like, what is that? This is a great opportunity to heal, or at least get some insight, maybe pull out the pin underlying the pain, because, a pain here, unless I just had a blunt force to my arm, that's going to be a symptom of something deeper. So what's deeper? Maybe we can get to that deeper point because our awareness of our bodies with this full moon in Taurus is heightened, and then we can pull the pin, so then we don't even have to worry about the pain or treat it or anything like that. And anyone suffering, because this has been my history and why I got into food and cooking and healthy cuisine, I was very sick as a kid and had a lot of digestive problems. And again, obviously the food I was eating wasn't that great, but really the underlying frustration was emotional or personal, or a lack of expression, or maybe just some mental fog, or ways of looking at myself that weren't very divine or holy, or giving myself the credit that each human being deserves. So as we come into the full moon today, I'd say it's vitally important to sit down for your meals. Sit down for your experiences. And when I say meal, anything you bring in, is it a movie? Is it a television show? Is it a sunset? What are you bringing in? Slow down. Take it in. There's a lot of information in what's coming through. And with Neptune being involved, there is no limit to how far it can reach and how far it can go. So bring yourself to that space in all things that you do. I think of, Taurus always makes me think of the Buddha sitting under the tree, just feeling but not judging, like knowing but not deciding. And maybe be in that place today. And if you have any planets around your chart at 11 degrees, that's the magic number today, expect those to get involved. And if you do any sort of reading for yourself, remember the houses are the most important when it comes to a moon, where it lands. That area of your life, the houses represent the sphere of your life that's being influenced. So I hope this was helpful, and I wish you a happy new moon. This is a great moon in which to dance, to move, but be conscious, move slowly. Things to avoid: caffeine, sugar, anxiety. Wouldn't that be great every day if we could do that? But avoid these things that speed up the system. Bring the things down that you really want to focus on. You can crack an egg just by throwing it against the ground, but if you had a beautiful crystal inside a large piece of rock, you can't just throw that on the ground. You'll shatter the crystal. You got to work away at it. Maybe there's water. Maybe there's feeling that needs to come in to wear away at these harder concepts. So take advantage of that. And I hope you have a beautiful full moon day. And I send you much love. Bye-bye.